Welcome, collectors and hobby enthusiasts. You have joined me for another episode of Diecast Emporium Military Mondays, and in today's edition, we will be taking a look at the 187 or HO scale Arsenal M plastic resin kit Caterpillar 621B wheel tractor scraper. So this is a kit that you can purchase from my friends at smallscalehobbies.com, who also make these Military Monday videos possible. So let's take a look at the box first. So this is what these Arsenal M kits come in. There's no picture or anything identifying what specifically comes in these boxes, what kit or anything. So usually you'll find something written down here. So the first thing on top of the box is the catalog number, item number 114201911, 621B scraper. That tells you obviously what model we're going to be looking at. Here's the side of the box. Here's the other side of the box. Arsenal M detailed plastic resin kit, scale 1 to 87. And then here's further information and a catalog. Obviously, this is a German company, so most of that's going to be in German. Okay, going back to the model. Let me tell you a little bit about my build experience first before we actually review it. So this kit took me approximately 4 to 5 hours from initially opening the box to finishing this. This is not, at least for me, I've done a handful of Arsenal M kits to date. This was not the easiest that I have done. And a lot of that's due to the fact that these resin kits come on such difficult spruces, or at least they are for me. And the pieces, some of the pieces can be so small, such as these hydraulic cylinders and the mirrors, and even some of the smaller pieces like the headlights are so small and are so susceptible to breaking that you really have to be careful when separating them from the resin spruces. So a lot of that can get frustrating, especially when you break a couple. You'll notice that I don't have the little footsteps here because I broke both of them beyond repair. So I plan to construct a solution or a fix for those by maybe cutting a small paperclip in half and then obviously painting it. I think that would probably look better anyway, just because it'll be a little bit more rigid and I'll be able to paint it and it'll be a completely fine solution. That being said, after you get everything separated, make sure you use some quality primer and paint. Again, you're talking about resin, so you may have some issues with paint actually adhering to it. But if I may suggest, I would use Tamiya primer and Tamiya paints. I did use Tamiya gray fine surface primer, and I forget the TS number specifically, but it was modern era olive drab paint, green, obviously, and I think it turned out just fine. And I did use olive drab rubber black for the wheels, so not just a regular black, but rubber black for the wheels. Okay, let's take a look at the model now. We'll take a look at the details and features first, and then we'll go into the functionality because there's not much functionality. It's a static model. So for some of the details, you can see that it does have an ejector. You can make this functional. It does come with a piece of steel, fine steel wire that you can actually make this functional. I chose to leave mine in a static position. You can raise and lower the bowl. That is also a feature that you can add, and also you can articulate it if you want. These are all obviously features and functionality. Also, the wheels do roll, so you can make the wheels turn, which you can do by hand. You just have to be a little bit careful. You see it moving there. They are all on, 2 front tires are on one single axle. The 2 rear tires are on their own single independent axle as well. Okay, details. You have these lights, which I really think turned out great. I used a silver paint pen, a silver chrome paint pen, and for both the lights as well as the cylinders here, which I think turned out great, look well. Also the mirrors, too, have silvered finish on them here and here. It might be a little bit difficult to pick up on camera, but they are there. Okay, obviously things that are painted in black. We have the grille, we have the air cleaner, and the exhaust. That's a different black than the rubber black that's used on the wheels. At the rear, we have these lights. These are accurate to the real machine that you may find pictures of on the internet, as well as some surplus government auctions. You can see it's orange at the end. The middle one is red, and then the last one is left in the olive drab green color. Over here, you can see more detail on the gooseneck, as well as now you have an exhaust, an air cleaner, and a mirror on this side that is not present on the other side. I did choose to insert the clear plastic piece to mimic glass only on the front part of the cab. And my choice for doing that is, again, if you look at reference photos, you will notice that a lot of times they will leave this part open, but the windows on the side, on the bottom, and on the other side will oftentimes be blocked off, especially if this is sitting in an auction lot or sitting in a military base and not being used. A lot of times they will have these in olive drab or tan, and they'll have them blocked off. So that's why I chose to do that. So, I know I said initially I would go over functionality last, but I've pretty much already covered functionality when I was going over the details and features. Again, you can make this, so just to reiterate quickly, you can make this articulate, but I made mine a static model, so I would not suggest getting yours to articulate. You will break something over time. You can make the ejector go back and forth. The wheels will roll on independent axles, and that's pretty much it for the functionality. The bowl is not made and not designed to go up and down. As you can see, you are supposed to mount it in either the up or down position and then glue the cylinder height appropriately, whether you want it down, up, in a cut position, in a carry position, whatever you want. So that will conclude my review of the Arsenal M 187 scale Caterpillar 621B articulating scraper, wheel tractor scraper. This is based on a design from the mid 1980s up till today. Honestly, a lot of military units are still using these here in the U.S. Basically, the design concept of a wheel tractor scraper hasn't changed much from then to now. You can occasionally still see these on military bases. You can still see these out in the field. That's primarily why I went for this olive drab color scheme, because anytime I've seen any of these, particularly the B model scrapers, they have always been in this green olive drab. The new models that U.S. Army units specifically have are the 621G models, and all of the G models I've seen are tan, but every single one of the B models I have seen have been in olive drab or in traditional NATO camouflage. So, if you are interested in adding this to your collection, there will be a link in this video's description. Also, if you are into wargaming or any HO 187 scale, either plastic, resin, even some 3D printed models, visit smallscalehobbies.com. A huge thank you to them for sponsoring a Diecast Emporium Military Mondays. Highly encourage you guys to check out their website. They got some amazing stuff. Once again, I'm Tommy with Diecast Emporium. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, take care, be well. I will see you in the next review.